Hi guys, it's Regan MacNeil, and today I am doing the WIRED Autocomplete Interview. I'm not exactly the most up with it when it comes to the internet. I was around long before it existed, and I will be around long after it exists. At the end of the day, no one's opinion really matters because I have the power of the dark on my side, and I go to therapy 3 times a week. Number 1, who is Regan MacNeil? Regan MacNeil is an activist. I'm only a 13-year-old girl. I have many passions. I have a strong passion for learning. I have a strong passion for growing. I have a strong passion for just ending the lives of clergymen everywhere. Oh, and I'm an Aquarius. Next question. How did Reagan get possessed? You know, if you ask the church, they're gonna blame it on Captain Howdy. If you ask Captain Howdy, he's gonna blame it on the church. If you ask me, I am just going through a phase. You know, I'm finding myself, and I think that's part of growing up. And I don't think anyone should be punished nor exercised for just trying to find a sense of identity in this ever-changing world. Everyone likes to tell you who you are. Everywhere you look, everyone's telling you exactly who you are and who to be. And maybe who I actually am, is a quarter-century-old demon named Pazuzu. Next question. Can Reagan talk to the devil? I can talk to the devil whenever I want to. The question is, when would I want to? Let's just say he's a little soft. He's a little bit fruity, if you will. I know we can't really say that anymore, but I'm from a different time. You know, I mean, even though he's the devil, I know he lives in hell, but he's a little flamboyant. Next question. Why did Reagan throw up? As an actor, you never want to blame the crew for anything because they are putting in countless hours of work on the back end for things that I'll never see and you'll certainly never see as just a viewer. But I hate to say it was craft services. It was craft services. I am dairy intolerant and everyone knows that because I actually make almost too big of a deal of it since The Exorcist because I never want to have a repeat of what happened on that set. I asked for yogurt parfait. I asked for a parfait that day, and unfortunately, I think the PA was new. Someone was new on set. I wasn't thinking. I was busy. It was a big day for me emotionally in the role. I kind of lost myself to the role at times, and that was, you know, that's the beauty of acting, but at the same time, it could lead to some complications like what we all saw on screen. So I asked for this parfait. The PA comes back. She's a young blonde girl. She's very pretty. And she hands me that parfait. I swallowed it whole. You know, I was starving. I thought it was coconut milk. I thought it was a coconut milk-based yogurt. You know, I never expected that scene to make it into the final cut, but that's the power of movie making. That's the power of storytelling. And when I sit with Scorsese and I sit with Francis Ford, we talk about these moments. We talk about these special kinds of this alchemy that happens on set. You can't make it happen. You have to just wait for the right moment. And that moment found us. And that was me throwing up all over the cast and crew. Next question. Does Regan MacNeil feel guilty? You know, this industry puts a lot of pressure on women in media and women in power. And I think a lot of people want to see a successful woman feel guilty for her success. They'll judge working mothers for hiring nannies. They'll judge a woman for plastic surgery. And all we are doing really is just trying to keep up with the demands of the misogyny in Hollywood. So I think I've killed a few priests. That's a necessary evil. I had to do something like that, and you would too. And you would too. I firmly believe that. How does Reagan spin her head. You know, honestly, it was so much Pilates work. I was working with some of the most talented trainers in Washington, D.C. You wouldn't believe how many hours I put in at the gym to be able to do something like this. It was non-stop. I'll use that trick occasionally to get some special perks. I mean, anytime I'm boarding a flight, I give them a quick 360, immediate boarding group A, right on that plane. Overhead storage always available. Incredible. Next question. What's the biggest lesson Reagan learned? You know, after 50 years in the industry, I like to focus on the things I can change, and I like to ignore, or at least try my best to ignore, the things I can't. So whether that be being possessed by a demon, or the priest at the bottom of a staircase every so often, those are things I can't change. Those are things I can't control. So I like to focus on things I can. I set boundaries with myself. I read 10 pages a night of a book. I drink a glass of water when I wake up in the morning. I go for a light walk. I call my mother. Those are things that I like to do to keep myself in check, to keep myself grounded, and to keep myself feeling good while my body rots from the inside out. 2 more questions. How many languages can Reagan speak? Obviously English, hablo español, je parle français, I'm Deutsch, it's some desertus Latini. And I also speak the universal language of kindness. Last question, is Regan MacNeil still possessed? You know, I am possessed. I am possessed with the spirit of goodwill, of kindness, and of love for our neighbors. And I hope one day everyone's possessed with that, because what the world needs right now is love. And that's the message I'm trying to send out. I think we all need to judge each other a little bit less, and that's my mission. I think whether or not someone is LGBT or you know, possessed by the devil, neither one of those things is something someone can control. So if you don't like it, you don't have to live with it. That's me with the LGBTQIA community. I don't have to like them, but I am going to respect them. And all I ask is a little respect for me. RESPECT. Well, that's the last of our questions. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to Wired for having me. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos. I don't know if that voice is sustainable, because I feel crazy and I already speak with a vocal fry, and that is doing something crazier. I'm also catching myself in the monitor. Like, I'm gonna cut away from the green screen for a second and just show you what we're working with. Hi, I'm using my degree. Thank you for watching. If you've watched, and this is your challenge, if you've watched more than one of my videos and you've enjoyed both of them, subscribe. Subscribe, throw it a subscribe. I promise you, it'll always be fresh. I mean, look at this. It'll always be something, at the very least, you'll be relieved you're not me. You know, like, you can walk away with some positive out of every video, whether you're laughing or you're really worried. I promise you, you'll feel better about yourself. So that's my brand statement. That's my brand ethos at this point. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Please, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I am on Instagram at Joe Hedges. And let me know in the comments who you think I should take a stab at next.